you today? How are you? Good. You're doing great? Great. All right, today we're starting a new reading unit on informational text about animals. So, we're going to watch a video, and as we watch the video, I want you to pay really close attention using your eyes and your ears. Using your eyes and your ears, let's think about that video. These are clues to what our informational text is going to be about. So let's talk about these questions. What two animals did you hear in the video? May I have a quiet hand when you come up with an idea? Tessa?
A dog and a cat.
A dog and a cat. Great, thank you. And what was the one animal you saw in the video with your eyes? What did you see? Helen, thanks for the quiet hand.
A cat.
A cat. So, what was that cat doing that was unusual in the video? Kelly?
Dude, that cat was barking.
He was barking, just like a dog, right?
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah. And then he started to meow. That was really interesting. I wonder if that's regular behavior for a cat. Well, you guys are really good investigators. You've come to the conclusion of what our informational text is going to be about. It will be about cats and dogs. So, first, we're going to talk about this idea of an informational text. Can you guys repeat that word after me? Informational text. So, an informational text is a nonfiction text, which means that it's got true information in it. So, no made-up stories. Some examples would be a history book, could be an informational text, or a how-to book or manual. So now I would like it if you could turn and talk with your partner and decide which one of these books is an informational text.
Is it true?
What about world history? Isn't history always stuff that like happens?
That's true.
And she
I went through a period where
I'm gonna say let's do the world history.
that's who wrote the
All right, may I have your attention back up here? Thank you. So, may I have a volunteer to tell me which book they think is the informational text? Tammy?
The world history,
Great, and could you tell me why you think that's the informational text?
because nobody can really ride a dinosaur.
Good, that would be made up.
Not you, Tammy.
All right, really good observation. Okay, so now we're going to turn our eyes over here to our KWL chart. And you guys are familiar with this because we use it in our classroom all the time, but I'll just refresh your memory. K is what you already know, and this chart is about cats and dogs. So here we're talking about what we already know about cats and dogs. And we're also going to fill out the W column right now, and this is what you want to know about cats and dogs. So if you could take a few minutes in your partnerships to write down 2 facts that you know about cats and dogs. Keep in mind what cats and dogs look like, what they feel like when you touch them. Maybe there's different kinds of cats and dogs, like lions, and for dogs, think about the types of unusual jobs that they might do. Maybe they help people. So those are all facts about cats and dogs. So I want each partnership to come up with 2 facts, write it on your sticky note, and then come and stick it in the K column. I also want each group to come up with one question about cats and dogs. Write it on another sticky note and stick it in the W column. All right, are there any questions on that? No? All right, please get started.
I want to know.
They both have fur. They're both water.
Do you guys understand what educational text is?
Yep.
Yeah.
We agreed that you can't write a dinosaur.
You can, right?
So, and we thought it would look like a cartoon.
That might be the way to
That's a
put
really
it.
good idea. That was not realistic.
Okay, great.
That's why they
And
put
then
it.
one fact about cats or dogs are you gonna share?
Well, we don't know it yet. We said what we might want to know is if cats and dogs would be friends.
Oh, that's a great question. You should write that down.
Okay.
I want to know like what makes them different. Why are they different than each other?
What you put pets.
I like this observation. They are very fluffy.
I want to know if a dog can meow.
Oh, that's a good
We saw the cat
Cat
bark.
bark, yeah. Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That
that's a
one there.
really good question.
That would be hilarious.
Yes, Alicia? Just one question. I wanted you to have two facts and one question.
Or we only, we can go with them. We're over.
Thanks for checking.
Yeah. Should we each go with the differences? Well, that's too broad, I think. Like, what about, I kind of want to know what jobs like dogs can do.
All right, I see a lot of good questions and facts going up on that board. So we could start wrapping this up. Everyone is finishing writing their questions or facts and heading on over to the board. All right, thanks, Rachel. All right, so it turns out we already know a lot of things about cats and dogs. Let's share what we already know as a class. So we know that maybe dogs are more friendly than cats. That's a good observation. Ooh, someone wrote cats can be sneaky. Let's see. Another person wrote that cats and dogs can be pets. I think that's very true. May I get a show of hands if you have a cat or a dog as a pet? All right, we have lots of pets in this class. Great. Another person wrote that cats purr. Purr, that's a good word. We're going to talk more about that word purr in a little bit. Let's see, what else do we know? Cats and dogs both have fur. Great observation. That's how they look, or we feel their fur when we pet them. They also have whiskers. Great, whiskers coming out of their faces. Let's see. Another person commented that dogs have wet noses. I wonder why that is. Maybe we'll learn about that in our informational text. Let's see. Oh, this person made a very scientific observation. They said both are mammals. Very smart. All right, so now I'd like it if you would share some of your questions or what you would like to know about cats or dogs by raising your hand and then telling me when I call on you. So, who would like to volunteer a question that they put on the board? Erin.
I wanted to know why cats purr.
That's a really good question. I think we will find that out in the text. Anybody else want to share their question? No? Oh, Tessa?
We wanted to know if cats and dogs can be friends.
That's a good question as well. All right. Well, I like what we have here. We have some established knowledge that we all know, and then we've developed some questions. So we can kind of keep these questions in mind as we do our reading. All right, I'm going to head back over. So let's redirect our attention to the front. And now we're going to talk about our vocabulary. Now today we have a very special kind of vocabulary, and it's called onomatopoeia. So Onomatopoeia is a word that sounds like its name. So remember over when we were at the chart, I was talking about that